All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Hangover Podcast. And I am Mr. Delasol, and I'm joined here by...
What up, Random Rob?
I'm Chef Went Crazy. Lighting a cigar. Happy New Year's.
Very much so. Happy New Year's.
Is my mic on?
Chef, where's your neck?
Chef Went Necklace.
Oh, into the new year.
Let's go.
All right, no, let's get down to the gritty. New Year's resolutions.
The greedy. Isn't that a dance?
I think so.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
nothing gets past you.
Nothing.
How do you spell it?
I'm a fucking goalie.
I would spell gritty Griddy.
D-D?
Pretty sure there's T's, bro.
See, that's what I'm
The
saying.
gritty.
Gritty. I think that's more of a what's... That's an adjective?
Down to the gritty.
Yeah.
I'm sticking to the D's.
Pause.
Throw some D's on
That
that
was
bitch.
gay. That was so gay. Sticking
That
to
was
the
a
D's, huh?
party foul.
You should have rebutted with double D's.
Well, I hit it with the throw some D's on that bitch. That was a great callback.
I don't know. I think it's before everyone's time.
He had such a great rebrand. Do you remember his name, Della? His rapper name? Throw some D's on that bitch. Long story short,
Rich Boy.
He has a different name now, and he's a writer, and he has these bunch of writer credits.
Did he?
You know who
Yeah.
has the best rebrand? Playboy Cardi.
Playboy. Ooh, what about 2 Chainz?
Titty boy.
Yeah.
Titty boy.
Tell me the Playboy Cardi rebrand.
Well, he went from making Magnolia to all this Rager music, bro.
Damn, I don't even know what Magnolia is.
Exactly.
You don't know? In New York, I Millie Rock. I had it in my
Now
sock.
he's a Rager.
Oh, he was the Millie Rock guy?
Yeah, that's him. Not the song Millie Rock, but there's a
Oh.
song called Magnolia. That's a great
Oh,
song.
and now he's all vampire, mysterious.
Well, yeah, I think that's just part of one of his phases, though, right? As an artist, you kind of see everybody go through these weird or different.
Nah, bro, that's such a sub niche that like once you're Lil Uzi Vert, I don't see Lil Uzi Vert changing into like a different type of. He's always been kind of rock star-ish.
Yeah.
I feel like once you enter that, he's not gonna leave.
True.
I think MGK only got lucky because he's a white boy going into rock music, and he got killed by Eminem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Allegedly.
Dude, all I hear is just a bunch of Wayne babies.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Like Lil Wayne made it cool to be rockstar. After that
Ahead of
Cardi
his time.
that Cardi 3 run, dude, that was a crazy run from 05 to like 2009.
The dreads.
That was a Lil Wayne run.
Yeah.
The Rasta dreads with the camo shorts.
Dang. My favorite meme is it's Lil Wayne and it's that dude from the term what was it a cartoon on Nickelodeon and it's the dude with the dreads and the crazy and it's a picture of Lil Wayne and then him. I'm like, bro, that's the perfect
Talking about
cartoon
Donnie, huh? From
There you
Rocket
Wild
Power?
Thornberries.
Wild Thornberries.
Oh,
that
Yeah,
one.
shout
that
out.
one.
He be going
Yeah.
crazy. He got the cheetah shorts.
That
shorts.
one.
That's funny.
The little wild child.
All right, can we get to the actual gritty of it? New Year resolutions.
New Year's resolutions. Which one do y'all want to start?
You should start, bro. You can set the tone good.
I should start.
Because you probably got the best ones out of us.
See, but that's the thing is I don't have a New Year's resolution, bro. Like, yeah, I would say it's, kicking the vape and kind of facing addiction head on. But a lot of the stuff that I've been doing for the past 5 years has kind of just been like a constant New Year's resolution of just wanting to be a better individual and working on myself, So there might be new goals and new levels to attain, but as far as resolutions, I feel like you shouldn't count on just one day out of the year to choose to be a better person. It should be a everyday kind of like fight with yourself to have new resolutions every single day, every single week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know how you're way better at than me, which is part of my New Year resolution, because I never do them.
We're going to get demonetized on.
Go. I'll wait for you. We'll pause right here. Pause. No, I would rather say this. Everybody.
Guys, team buddy in the background.
See his face one time.
Hey, Joe. It's an Easter egg.
Yeah, so I feel like every day we should have New Year's resolutions. All right, who's next?
And action. You know what you're way better at me at doing, which is part of my New Year's resolution, is like you're able to think big picture. You make yourself a 1-year plan, 3-year plan, 5-year plan.
10-year plan, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm such a shoot from the hip kind of guy and impulsive when I'm at my worst. I never really learned how to really plan ahead. So that's something I definitely want to focus this year.
Yeah.
Is how to be able to just think ahead, plan ahead, and execute.
And just lock in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is like, it's not your fault or any of our fault. Just going to school, we're kind of conditioned to like procrastinate and not ever really plan. This is something that you have to kind of teach yourself, because I don't know how deep you want to get into it conspiracy wise, but there definitely is a certain type of like control that you're supposed to be under and not be able to think that big, and you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, think that far.
Think that far. Exactly.
Is
The whole they need workers thing.
Exactly.
well that
bro.
and then the whole survival thing, right? If you keep people at in terms of perspective, if they're always at a survival perspective, they can't see in the future. It's like
For
they're
sure.
focused on
Yeah.
right now, right?
Yeah. It's kind of like that scarcity versus abundance mindset of
Right.
like, you're always just busy trying to survive. That how can you think about so far ahead when you're just trying to survive at this very moment?
Exactly.
You know, so I definitely get that.
It's ironic. I'm very guilty of just surviving off of like privilege, luck, hard work. That's been like I'm guilty of overriding. I call it my credit, my hard work credit. Like I work my ass off for like a few weeks,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, you earned this or that, and boom. Instead of
Yeah.
you didn't lock in long enough for those credits to actually you
Compound.
yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
basically go overdo on my credits way too quick.
I feel that.
I relate
I call
to
it my
that.
hard work credits.
I definitely relate
That's
to
an
that.
everybody thing too, and this is why I do my best to have no days off, because one day off turns into two turns into three. That one cheat meal turns into 3 days of eating whatever, and there's very extreme type of people to where if you give them a little bit of leeway, they're off the rails, and I feel like we all kind of have an inkling of that inside of us. So we're always gonna gravitate towards pleasure, or you know, the easier way instead of doing the shit that you know you're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's all of us, bro. It's human nature.
It shows up in different forms too. That's what's crazy, right? It might not be the gym. It might be something else, or like a different vice, or me shopping for sure. I'll go buy some shit when I shouldn't be buying shit.
Yeah.
So
Oh, so what else? So what about you, Della?
I'm definitely trying to get buff again. I'll tell you that. So I'm gonna be in the gym.
Buff Della.
Yeah, we're gonna try and get back to that. And I want to be better at scheduling, bro. I think I get a lot of time, but like actually delegating it into more productive time and staying true to that is something I need to get better at for sure.
As far as podcast, for the like goals for these podcasts, like what would be yours?
I think we said it on the last one. We're gonna have the most content out of anybody. The biggest content creator. Nah, that's a little much when Kai's streaming for 12 hours a day. But yeah, I mean, just consistency, bro. The same things that we're applying to our personal lives can all be applicable to the podcast, bro. You know what I mean? We're all constantly watching our videos, trying to become better hosts for you guys, and just better public speakers, better conversationists, and by byproduct, the podcast itself will become better. But consistency more than anything else.
Yep.
You know?
Mine first is learn the English language.
Oh yeah.
No, and then also like I got a bunch of ideas. Like I want to have like my segments or like my separate videos, like the conspiracy corner. Like the whiteboard guy. Like I want to be able to like to explain
cool.
things. So that's something I like. I want to make it a workshop. Like make this a lab. When we show up here, work all these creative ideas, because I get these random ideas, I write them down,
Yeah.
and I got my notes full of supposed ideas I'm gonna do, and I never execute. But what makes me happy here is we got a lab here now to execute.
No, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
So the goal for me is to be here weekly. Well, few times a week. So that's the goal for me and for us.
Fire.
What's my goal for this podcast? I want to get better at storytelling. That's for
Mhm.
sure.
100%. It's all
I
of
think
us.
we got a lot of memories, a lot of information in that sense. I think for me, I got a lot of shit going on in my head all the time,
Yeah.
and trying to like find the words or simplify it to actually like make it all smooth, if that makes sense, or to get the point across
No,
instead
there's
of
an art
like,
to storytelling for sure.
you know, so
Yeah.
going all over the place. Like, let's just get straight to the point, but make it as smooth as possible. That's something I need to get better at.
I think a theme we might find as we move forward with the podcast is especially coming from my side of the couch, is like the psychology behind how we do stuff, right? And the history with the psychology, if it's like related to like genetics, related to like trauma passed down by genetics, and then all that usually, and then it leads to certain archetypes. So I want to be able to like talk about the struggle, the come up,
Yeah.
and then I always want to relate it back to how it all intertwines. Like there's obviously a balance of psychology and spirituality,
Mm-hmm.
and then everything that comes in between.
Yeah.
So I think I want to be able to, when we tell these stories, especially like our own personal stories, I'm definitely want to be able to relate it to a bigger picture. Like we obviously like talking about Socrates, Plato, like
Yeah.
we all dabble a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a cool way to like intertwine. If that makes sense.
Yeah, you're talking about extracting the value from the stories that we put out there, whether it's linked to like philosophical or spiritual, actionable step that people can kind of like incorporate into their routines or lives. Yeah, there's always a gem in everything that happens in life, man, and that's basically what you boiled it down to, is, you know, extracting the lessons where people know it's more than just a headline or just a story or an experience we went through. There's like more to it.
Right.
So, yeah, it's just value at the end of the day.
Providing value.
Yeah.
Continue to provide value.
That's really all it is. Yeah, but with the storytelling too, though, bro. I mean, a lot of the greatest lessons in life are passed down because of storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like certain structures and ways that you got to set everything up. So
The legends.
that's definitely all three of us will be working on, is the arts of storytelling. I think it's a book.
Yeah.
Art of
Shit,
storytelling.
maybe I might write a book one day, bro.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
I'm thinking I should probably read a book first.
You can listen to one.
Some good ones.
It works.
You
Yeah,
know what
some
book I want to hit
books.
this year? 48 Hours of Law.
48 powers of law. 48 laws of power.
You're so funny. It's right there.
48
Take it.
laws. There you go, man.
Oh, nice.
The red and blue.
I got to like the Law of 23 on Audible. So
Yeah.
I have so many half finished books, bro.
Yeah.
So there's obviously you're gonna see a theme over here about trying to be more consistent. No, being more consistent.
When do you usually like listen to books more or less?
On walks at the gym, like for like when I'm driving, working, it's
Mhm.
hard. It's harder because I'll get distracted. It's more.
Yeah.
It's obviously I'm not fully stimulated, or I have a hard time paying attention to like slower, like good, like more thought-provoking stuff.
Yeah.
So my stimulation, sometimes my stimulation's on overdrive, or has to be loud, fast, bright, like a squirrel kind of thing.
That makes sense.
Damn.
For me, like I usually do that shit either like right when I wake up when I'm having coffee, or like right before I go to sleep. That's usually when I catch the most information, or I'm more willing to. I'm not
Yeah.
as distracted, more or less.
Chef is really good at audiobooks, huh?
Well, I have nothing but time, bro. It's like I just always have them on. Like Kabbalion was literally 2 days, and it's just a workout for 4 hours. I'm like on the treadmill over there or
How
over
long-
there.
Ooh,
So
I-
it's always just
was it
on.
like-
I got a request for the pod.
6 hours. How long was that book?
It's 4 hours and 5 minutes.
Oh, in between.
See, but I forgot who else. I had a session 2 days ago, and it's my homie Turbo. Shout out Turbo. And he was like, "Bro, do you actually retain the information when you listen to audiobooks?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Bro, now that you say it, like if you ask me what is this book about, I'll be like, shit, I don't know." But I catch myself always saying stuff that I heard. Like it's like it programs my subconscious to where the information is in there.
Mhm.
But if you put me on the spot to be like, all right, what are the 5 things about the book? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But if we have a natural conversation, then naturally all that stuff just comes
Yeah,
out
just,
by itself. And I'm like, damn, that book really did stick.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that it stuck. But the book is in there. You know what I mean? So there is
Yeah.
a certain type of programming that you do to your subconscious when you're doing audiobooks, bro.
Yeah,
It's
that's so true.
fascinating.
That's so true.
So that whole concept that you just broke down happens to me with my memories.
Yeah.
Like, if you put me on a spot, I might not be able to recall, but like something else will trigger, and then like it comes full circle.
Right.
Why is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? There's got to be a scientific thing to it, though, right?
I think there could be two different cases. The first one, you obviously you're downloading stuff, right? So what the brain does when it's downloading information, it can only remember so much. So
yeah, deletes old
yeah, so it'll tell yourself it'll tell you. I'm sorry. It's basically deciding if it's important or not, so it can keep it.
Right.
So obviously, some of it does think it's important, even though you weren't fully paying attention. Your subconscious mind is keeping it.
Yeah, no, I get that part, but there has to be something to where, like, kind of like a shock factor, to where you're put on the spot. There's got to be something in your brain where it doesn't allow you to.
You like freeze up.
Exactly. It's
You're
like a
like,
deer in the headlights. You're like, oh shit, the
Well,
car.
Well, it's the whole
Oh, maybe I should move now. You know what I mean? It's
fight or flight instincts.
Yeah.
Sometimes the body does have to do that in certain environments.
I think it does tie into what you were saying, though. Like, the information wasn't important enough to, like, just be at the top of your mind. So that's why it's like, oh, fuck, I really got to dig for this information. You know what I mean? Same thing with memories, bro.
Yeah, because
You know
I'm
what I
trying to think now, like, that falls into like some game shows too, right? Because they'll ask you like the simplest questions that you would know if you're not on the game show.
Exactly.
But you're on the game show, and it's like,
Yeah, the pressure.
It's a whole different environment. It's just not. It's not just answering a question. It's being on the game show.
Fight or flight.
True. That's why they say fighters, like, you know, you got to be good at fighting underneath the lights.
Like,
You can be the best fighter, but if you know how to fight underneath the lights, like, it's over with, you know? Different type of pressure.
You almost got to be a matador with the crowd. You say, like, you got to know how to control the crowd, too. Like, any live artist does understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A comedian, a musical artist.
Shit, even when you're DJing.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's all
low-key.
crowd control.
Like low-key, like that's another subconscious thing. Like, it's like a hypnosis kind of thing of itself.
Yeah.
They're like, this crowd is not feeling this.
But it's crazy because when you think about DJing, it's all like controlling energy too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like you have this whole crowd of just like, you're controlling literally everything that's happening, bro, with just music, frequency, vibration. So it's like,
Play it by time. You're like, all right,
so
we're going to
crazy.
build this up. I'm going to play this song, but I'm not going to play it till, 1 o'clock. Because that's when it should be peaking. Or, whatever it may be.
Oh, speaking of DJs, you guys seen that big the guy that was performing at the Sphere?
Oh,
Animal, how you say his name?
I think it's Animal.
So basically his whole performance always involves like this digital art kind of like iRobot meets Apocalypse kind of vibe.
Very iRobot.
So he's a big time like screen guy when he performs. He needs a screen behind him because it goes with this whole show.
it's the whole production.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the Sphere was a big ass deal because it's the ultimate show, right? So he's doing a whole residency there, bro. Some of the videos from the
You got a residency?
Yes.
Bro, yes.
That's how big he is as a DJ?
Well, I have no clue. But
No,
I've never even heard of this guy.
It's a perfect match because it's digital art.
bro, it's
Wow.
it's like having an EDC stage or like one of those massive
On the go,
stages
yeah.
just like in the fucking Sphere, bro. So the
Yeah.
robots, blowing smoke, fighting shit, looking at you while he's
That's so
spinning in the background.
I wonder how much time he actually puts into the whole animation stuff, because that's a whole team, bro. Like,
Yeah,
he's not the one. Well, I'm not saying that he's not, but it's a lot to juggle if he's the one creating all the animations.
Yeah,
And DJing, that'd be
see,
impressive.
To me, that's more like a one-man show kind of instead of a DJ event. Like, cause is he really DJing? Because the music always has to be aligned with the freaking video. So he just press play, doesn't he?
I don't know. I can't say because I wasn't there to see it, visually. I know a lot of people were up there. Like I've only seen videos.
So to me, it's it's almost a different kind of DJ. It's like it's a whole new one-man show kind of thing. Where
it's like an orchestra.
yeah, kind of thing. Like,
If you want to get
It's a-
quirky.
go ahead.
Yeah, it gets really tricky
Yeah.
where the territory you're entering right now.
Yeah, then
'Cause
I
you
don't-
run into a lot of pre-saved sets where some DJs. Okay, Paris Hilton was caught doing this shit where
Oh,
all
yeah.
her set was just live and she was just performing it. I feel like when you get to that high of a production, there's two ways you could do it. Well, I don't know, with on-screen stuff, either you have somebody queued up, because a lot of the videos are on loop.
Yep.
So you can cue it up when the song starts, or you can have it pre-recorded like you were saying. But
And you know what?
I don't want to say he's doing that.
But you know what can happen live, like live recording, like live play. Let's say he's has a video live, right? And he kind of knows already the story of the video playing behind him. He could kind of do a whole vibe thing where depending on how he soundtracks it, it still goes with the video.
Yeah, you could just change the mood completely.
How many times have we played Beethoven Symphony 5 throughout the night, and then just conversations?
It just switches up.
End up synchronizing with the song.
Yeah.
Say someone says something like dramatic, the song in the background, dun dun dun.
Yeah, it catches the moment, the soundtrack to the moment.
So I imagine a really talented DJ could live DJ and go with the video, like kind of orchestra.
You should have played Gin and Juice by Snoop Dogg.
I get what you're saying, but the thing is like there's a higher probability that because everything is the same beats per minute when you're mixing songs in, that it would just naturally match the video that's on the screen versus him being conscious of like, okay, maybe I should put the song in here, because everything is in 4 to 8 bar loops. So in order for him to do that, it's just nah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I call it more of a one-man show now. Like it's a whole show of itself. Not really a rave or like a festival. But impressive stuff.
Good for him though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, he had New Year's Eve, so they dropped midnight out there.
Big.
And then he got 4 more like early January.
Bro, what's this water bottle right here? What is this?
That is hydrogen water.
There's no brands, right? Because they ain't sponsor us, bro.
It basically
What is it?
it's a hydrogen water maker. So basically, you put regular water in here. You click this button, which you charge obviously beforehand.
Boom.
And it'll beep when it's done, and it's basically putting hydrogen gas into the water. And basically, hydrogen gas leads to hydrogen water, which is really good for your body. Obviously, your body's like 70% water, so that hydrogen reacts well with the H2O in you, and it's basically great for inflammation. It's great for your metabolism.
Nice.
It's great for recovery. It's great for working out. There's a bunch of studies behind it. So it's basically the best type of water you could drink. It's way better than a regular glass of water bottle.
Do you have to refill the hydrogen stuff, or how does hydrogen get produced? Like, I'm not really understanding what I'm seeing. It's because of light.
Is the button?
The little machine, it's just basically making hydrogen, which is not too hard, I guess. It's not difficult. You just got to keep it charged.
So it's electric.
Yeah, it's electric.
It electrifies the water.
Yeah.
That's
We
fire.
just making hydrogen. Huh?
So when it's done, you're gonna see it's gonna be all gassy.
Shit.
But you got to drink it pretty quick once it's done, or else the hydrogen goes away and the benefits are.
Does it taste any different? Like,
not really.
Does it feel like there's more bubbles in there? Like
A little bit bubbles, a little bit, but not really.
That's
it's like
cool.
drinking like Perrier water or something.
Mind if
like
I
sparkling
waterfall when it's ready? I want to try it.
Yeah.
Want to try it. Oh yeah. Speaking of water, man, we're doing a water fast, bro. I just didn't know you were gonna bring a bottle girl bottle to the. This some Vegas shit. Where you buy a bottle.
We fancy.
Little capsule.
Nah, that's cool though. I definitely want to try it. But yeah.
Chef got me to do a damn 72-hour water fast.
4:48. Oh yeah, 72 hours.
72 hours.
3 days.
I'm aiming for 5, but 3 is easy.
You've done 3 days before.
I did. Yes, multiple times. I've done it the past 2 quarters, so the past 3 months and the past 6 months.
Does it get easier?
Of course, it gets easier. There's science that will tell you that it gets rid of all your not all. It destroys bad cells in your body and creates room for new ones. So I do it for the purpose of just discipline, bro. Like, I forgot what the quote is. It's like, if you can control what you put in your mouth, you can control like every other aspect of life type shit. It's probably completely off, but being an addict, you know, if I start eating bread or sushi, like, bro, I'm just eating all the time. So that's the best way to kind of show yourself you're in control and show yourself you're not a bitch. So boom.
And I've obviously heard research, and it's also a great reset for the body, huh? Like you
to a cellular level. That's what I was talking about.
Because eventually
it restores white blood cells and everything.
Yeah, and then your body has to start burning fat.
Fat for fuel,
Yeah.
yeah. So you get into a state of ketosis to where your body starts burning fat. And before I used to use it to get back into a state of keto, but what I've realized is, sticking to a traditional diet for me is probably going to help in the long run, along with most people, because when you go into a state of ketosis and you do keto for a little bit and you get off of it, you start to carb rebound and everything that you eat kind of sticks onto your body, so it's easier to undo your progress. Is it done?
Yeah, but honestly, I think it's dying because it should be more gassy than that.
Damn. What if we shake it?
That gas water.
That's that za water.
So it's not distracted.
Yeah, but 3-day water fasts, I mean, they're pretty difficult after the first day. The first day is the hardest because your body's conditioned to eat at certain times. But once you get past that hurdle of just fighting the cravings, it's pretty easy. You start to get more energy and you just feel better.
Any tips? I'm 7 hours in so far.
7? Shit. Any tips? Just drink water. Just drink water.
Drink more
That's
water.
really it.
Do
You gotta-
water,
you gotta
black
keep
coffee.
yourself full and hydrated because, that's when you get the most cravings and you have nothing in you. So anytime you get a little bit hungry, bro, just chug a water or two and you'll be all right, bro. I don't really have any tips, bro. The first couple times, like, I'm not gonna lie, I've like ate after a day and a half before. I've ate after 2 days and I'm like, okay, I made it 2 days. But the true benefits only come after 72 hours, bro. And you're doing it to restore your body and cleanse it of everything and kind of just get a fresh start. It's a reset button, bro. That's really all it is. It's a reset button. You reset everything, your discipline, your hunger, your cravings. Like, it's the best way to just take back control of your life, in my opinion.
What about as far as working out and like cardio and like what do you suggest? It's not like me. I train pretty hard.
Yeah. I'm not an expert, bro. But, before today, I've been doing 2 a days, but I'm definitely going to bring it down to just one workout a day after today. Just because, the more you train, the hungrier you're going to get.
Yeah.
And you don't want to overtrain yourself and not give yourself the fuel to where you are getting lightheaded and you have to go to work. You don't want something to happen while you're driving or anything like that. So, not overdoing it is probably the best way. You're already getting so many benefits within the body and in the mind that you shouldn't have to worry too much about working out.
Yeah.
If you're doing it for discipline reasons where you want to work out every day, just show up, get your little light workout in, know that you got to a good point. Like, all right, cool, this, cool. But don't be trying to kill yourself like on a regular day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna do like some planks or like push-ups at the house.
Yeah. I think that'll be good.
Cool. I can't say I'm excited, but we're gonna do it.
You should be excited, man. It's life-changing shit.
We'll have a post fast podcast.
Post fast.
Down.
I'll be like here. I need a cheeseburger.
Decided to do 7 days.
SpongeBob.
I saw a clip of Mr. Beast. He was doing 30 days, no food, just
30
water.
days, no food.
30 days, and he filmed this Willy Wonka Factory episode where he would film on the camera, and every time there was a cut, he would lay down on the floor because he was just so exhausted. And then he's got to get back up. All right, next scene or whatever. Do the scene. And then he's so lethargic that he would just sit back down and he's like gassed. So it's crazy the stuff that he puts himself through just to appease his fans.
You feel like he's obviously an A-type personality. Do you feel like he was born with like the it factor, like Kobe Bryant kind of guy? Or like, because he'll tell you the formula, like just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it.
Yeah.
But there's the acoustic in him makes him a beast, bro. Like, he's relentless. Like, no matter what, he knows he has to do something to get it done. Like when he was first trying to get viral, he made a 10-hour video of him just repeatedly saying Logan Paul, Logan Paul, Logan Paul.
10 hours?
Some crazy kind. He had to say it 1,000 times, but it took like 10 hours.
Yeah.
God. Yeah. That's different.
I think he said he was watching Naruto. He was watching something the whole time while saying the names, and he's like watching the whole anime or whatever. But back to the A-type personality, I don't know if people are born with it or something that is created over time.
I think A-type and B-type are real, but I think there's like a higher A-type that are born with the it factor.
Mm-hmm.
That just know.
They're
That's like the chosen ones.
Like
Like he knows.
if they access it, I guess. Because
Because I mean, I guess in that or in that discussion, there has to be something that, like you said, something either you come across that, right, or like something in you happens, or you're put through something to where that's your mindset going forward.
All right, we talked about this earlier. I was talking about the book Initiate of the Flames by Manly Hall or whatever.
Mm.
And then I tied it in correlation with Tony Robbins' book Awaken the Giant Within. And even when I was researching this Freemason stuff, a lot of these guys believe, or I shouldn't say believe, but know that everybody has something within them that they can access, that they can unleash, you know, through purpose or through whatever it may be. So I have to believe that everybody has the ability to become a Kobe or Mr. Beast, but they have to know how to access it. And some people can kind of get to it at an early age, whether it's sports, competition, or some type of ignition, like, you know, just a spark. There's a spark that just hits you when you're young, and it's like, that's what I want to do, that's what I want to try, and then it just ignites something within you. So I think it's within everybody. It's just about them breaking that cycle of hypnotism or whatever distractions it is to be able to harness it and find it,
dude.
You know,
I think a trend in this podcast is gonna be programming, bad and good, right? Like
it's real though.
Yeah,
it's not a
exactly.
Conspiracy, like,
no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like one prime example is Tiger Woods' dad. He had him golfing at 3 years old, and he just put it on him, made him like, this is your life.
Yeah.
And he made a freaking prodigy.
Now his son's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, Mike Tyson too. Mike Tyson, right?
Yeah.
Didn't his coach like actually hypniptize him? And,
damn,
like,
legendary trainer.
You ever heard about that?
No. I mean,
yeah, the old little white guy.
Yeah. But then he like hypnotize him?
Yep.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
I don't think it's hypnotism. I think it's just words of affirmation, bro. He was just telling him, bro, you're gonna be the best.
In a vulnerable state.
But you know what? He taught him how to unleash the beast in the ring.
Yeah.
And then he died, and Tyson is on record saying, but no one taught me how to turn it off. I forget his name, Larry.
He's a real Frankenstein.
So because things went downhill for Tyson after the trainer died, because that was like his mentor, that was his sensei. And then he was just old man. He just had to go.
Yeah.
Like you know who the character? You ever seen Rocky, the little old trainer?
Mm-hmm.
It's basically best. Like it's like a persona of him. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So because he's already legendary by the time Rocky came out, so it's kind of based off him, kind of persona.
That's like the typical stereotypical trainer story. Yeah.
Yep. So that was Tyson's guy.
Yeah.
And then that was Tyson's North Star. Tyson had a fucked up childhood. Like, when his North Star went away, shit went downhill for a while. Until he licked the toad.
I saw him tell a story about how a bully like took his pigeon and like killed it in front of him.
That's why he likes the pigeons, man.
Yeah, but that kind of lit a spark in him again too, to want to be that killer, to never want to feel defenseless again. See, so that sparked something inside of him, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
The spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Tyson, and then I think that his trainer, I got his name, taught him about conquerors and history. So he's obsessed with conquerors.
Ooh,
and he knows his shit, bro.
Greatness, bro.
Yeah.
He knows about Alexander the Great and all the conquerors in between. He studied them.
Wow.
So he definitely became a conqueror, but when he lost the kingdom, he fucking lost his mind too.
Yeah.
But dude, he has one of the best like redemption stories in a long time.
Yeah, look at him now. He's selling weed. Got a podcast.
Yeah, easy 20 mil.
Bro.
It's funny, his edibles are ears that are bit off. You ever tried them?
Yeah. Louis Vander ears.
Those are pretty good.
But, how we get on Tyson?
We were just talking about
hypnotism, programming.
Yeah. Yep.
Lighting the spark or the flame within.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, with that spark shit, y'all seen that Cybertruck in front of the Trump Towers? Did you see that shit?
Bro.
It blew up with the fireworks.
Today's was January 1st.
It's the first.
So this just happened.
1/25.
This just happened a few hours ago.
Yeah.
There was a driver that pulled up to the Trump Hotel valet, right in front of the glass doors, and then the freaking truck blows up. Fireworks start popping out of it, and looked like 7 people got injured, and the only person that died was the driver in the
There was a
Cybertruck.
driver in there.
Yeah.
Nuts.
So it was some kamikaze shit.
Maybe I something
Can I
went
say
wrong. It might have exploded too early, or he could easily. Okay, first of all, Elon already confirmed it was not a battery problem because they get what they do. They send data to headquarters at all times,
yeah.
so
Mhm.
they know how every car is diagnosing doing.
Right.
So that truck was fine until it blew up.
Yeah, he nipped it in the bud right away. He's like, "Hey, man, I got the data right here."
Yep.
Yeah, interesting. I saw a headline that said the Cybertruck was actually rented from Turo. So the driver pulled up to the Trump Towers. I don't know if it was full of fireworks, whatever it may be. And you can see on the CCTV footage, it just explodes. Fireworks start shooting everywhere.
Yep.
Sparks all over the ground. And in my mind, I'm like, all right, cool. What type of like marketing, like, shit is going on?
Yeah.
And then you could also have terrorism. You could have, anything like that. So what's your opinion on it?
There's already some symbolic pictures coming out. So long story short, this whole week there's been like rifts between Trump team and Musk team. So there's already this symbolic picture of the Cybertruck on fire in front of the Trump hotel.
Yeah.
And so like the liberals and like the far left people on Twitter are already kind of like making it go viral because it's kind of a very ironic picture from their point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's already like, remember the whole Trump thing when he got shot that went
The
viral.
narratives.
Yep.
But this kind of going for their way, and it could have been a message too, to like from the deep state, from another country, from another, like, hey, if you guys keep going up this way, this is it could be a message
Yeah.
to me. But to me at first it looked like they were trying to make it look like it was a battery gone wrong, because right now there's some news reports saying Tesla truck caught on fire at front of Trump Hotel. When insinuating that the battery caught on fire,
Right.
when it wasn't even the case at all.
That's the first one that I saw actually.
Yeah.
Was Cybertruck, and that's the first thing that I thought of.
They're probably
like, the
gonna
battery
they're
blew
probably
up?
gonna try to stop all of that electric stuff, bro.
Yeah. What's your take on it, Dilla? Think?
I definitely think it's all conspiracy, bro. I think it's
Yeah.
to feed a narrative for pictures, just to put fear in people's, in their views, bro. It is definitely, it's the first day of the new year, and this is the stuff that's going down. You know what I'm saying? People, yeah.
As far as the impact of the explosion, I think whoever did it, if it was malicious, they underestimated the Tesla's.
The tank.
Yeah.
The armored vehicle.
It's like a submarine, huh?
So as far as safety ratings, Tesla kills all cars when it comes to safety ratings. Like Musk is on record saying, even though they legally can't, like he would feel confident putting a toddler in the back seat when no seatbelts, because the airbags are so incorporated with how you get hit. Depending on how you get hit, the airbag will go a certain way. So, reference, there's this dad in California tries to drive off the cliff with his family in the car in a Tesla.
Oh, down the hill. I remember
40-foot cliff. Everybody lived, bro.
Shout out
I did hear
Tesla.
about that one.
Have you guys seen the videos where a Tesla's driving, on the freeway 80 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour, and there'll be like a car that just swerves into her lane, and the car will automatically just go whoop, whoop, and then jump right back on track?
Sick.
I'm like, dude, that is insane.
So basically, Tesla has a good record of like really safe cars, and I think that the Tesla Cybertruck is steel plated,
Yeah.
so it could easily contain the blast. Because they put it pretty close to those glass doors. They might, if it was malicious, they wanted a bigger explosion.
Yeah, it's crazy. I used to work right there at that Nordstrom, and that's literally
Oh,
right,
across?
Yeah, right outside.
And
the
then-
crosswalk, bro.
If you're gonna try to set up attack like that, New Year's Eve would be perfect, because that's when people supposed to have fireworks, blah blah. So it can look like an accident and look like, oh look, the stupid Cybertruck
Right.
messed up.
Yeah.
But that CCTV that
Footage.
got leaked pretty quick.
Yeah.
So Twitter X was able to jump on it.
What?
So who knows? But we're gonna have to check up on this soon, because this all happened today.
Yeah, it's still fresh.
Yeah.
Very, very fresh. But yeah.
All the conspiracies.
You're
haven't
gonna
even
hear
came
two
out yet.
sides. You're gonna hear two sides.
They haven't even came out yet.
People
man.
trying to tear Elon down, and then the other people.
There's people to this day that still think Trump set up that whole.
The shooting.
Yeah, I was trying to think for the
Yeah,
search of
yeah.
SOE. How do I not impact it? Yeah, the whole assassination attempt.
Yeah.
Like people think Trump was behind that. like to make them look better. To me, it's kind of far fetched.
It is, bro. But with all the information and digging that we've done, like nothing is out of the question. So
Yeah.
you can never read one headline or believe one story, bro. That we have been fed so many lies that it's like you'd be stupid not to question everything, bro.
As far as just propaganda with celebrities and like battles in the news, like Jay-Z, that Jay-Z case is not going away anytime soon, bro.
It's not
No, that Tony guy,
Tony Montana.
the attorney, he's technically what you call, like, people say he's a sleazebag, he's an ambulance chaser, but he's a big time ambulance chaser. Like, he's the biggest when it comes to the grimy supposedly attorneys.
He's like
He got a whole firm behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
this is gonna be interesting year, bro.
But what's his motive though with like trying
so he helped. He's representing a bunch of Diddy victims that filed a bunch of lawsuits. So he came across his whole point of view story. He came across some incriminating evidence towards another hip hop artist that became unnamed. So what an attorney does, you make a demand letter and you approach the say unnamed hip hop artist, like, hey, we would you like to settle this civilly? My client is saying you raped her or abused her, blah blah, back then, and instead of us taking to court, let's settle it here. Here's their demand letter.
Right.
And Jay-Z's selling it like, no, this guy is trying to threaten me. He's trying to blackmail me. When technically it is all legal.
Yeah.
But it's still technically like low key, like strong
here.
arm.
Yeah.
So so Jay-Z jumped on it right away and sued him.
The whole MGM thing with the route.
Before it became a civil case against him, Jay-Z jumped on it.
Yeah.
Started suing him as him being like harassing him. There's no
like defamation
said
type.
my money longer. Good luck.
Yes. So Jay-Z's kind of being on the proactive when it comes to it, but so people thought it was gonna go away quick, but it's looked like it's gonna be a long 2025.
Yeah. That reminds me of that thing that happened here at that country festival. You remember? Mm-hmm. And I guess the people that were trying to sue MGM was trying to countersue them. Like, anybody that tries to sue us, you're going to get countersued.
Oh, they got said a president right there.
Yeah. So it sounds like Jay-Z's doing the same thing. It's like, all right, you want to play this game? I got long money for this. You know?
So that's going to be an interesting battle to watch all 2025.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Well, what battles are we going to have this 2025, bro? What do you think what's going to happen?
So like... So politically, there's a battle for like who's Trump's right hand man, right? Like there's like the kind of, so they got the tech bros, which is Musk, Anderson, and like Peter Thiel kind of guys, and then you got the typical mainstream Republicans, political, like, hey, this is our realm.
Yeah, you got those.
So there's a battle for Trump's attention right now.
Yeah,
and then go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say you got the Jay-Z thing, you got the Diddy thing,
you got Dan Blazarian.
Oh, Blazarian, he's going hard at Israel. So his whole thing is he thinks the Israeli government is corrupt, and we should not be supporting them. Like, his whole thing is like, why are they our ally? All we do is provide money for them, have their back. Like, when have they ever done anything for us? So. All right, so you know how there's lobby groups for everything, like oil companies have lobby groups. Basically, a lobby group is the middleman, and they go kiss these politicians' ass, take them to dinner, write the bills for them, help push bills forward. And they represent different industries. Mm-hmm. There's one called APAC, which they represent the country of Israel. They're all pro-Israel stuff. And every other foreign country has to register as a foreign entity because they're representing Korea and so on. Mm-hmm. AIPAC's the only one that's not is not a foreign entity. It's another lobby group. Cool. So Israel has such great lobbying power to us, and then they get we send them $100 billion for support because they're in the Middle East. Is supposedly very dangerous. Right. A lot of money laundering going on. Okay.
But yeah, when it comes to Dan, like, I mean, what is he dealing with?
So I'm laying all this out because he's learning all this in real time.
And he's triggering him. Yep. So he has to speak out on it.
And in 1967, long story short, Israel attacked a U.S. Army ship
Yeah.
to kind of like a red flag it to make it look like their enemy attacked it so they could get U.S. to come in. But they covered up for years. So, but now he's put, and then they called that the shipment on their conspiracy theories are crazy, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And these guys served our country.
Yeah.
Like there are like our we supposedly love the veterans, the old school veterans.
Yeah.
And the old school veterans are telling,
they're
yo,
ones-
no one wants to talk about this. So
Yeah.
he's been making that public. So his whole thing, like Israel as a government, it's a horrible country. But the counter argument is like he says Jews a lot. He talks bad about Jews, so it seems like he's just anti-Semitic and
right.
Oh, but it's more about Israel's than it is about Jews.
But he's like, his whole thing, you can tell, like, dude, you guys are too obsessed with my delivery. You guys still not listening to all this corrupt shit they've fucking been doing for the past 70 years. So he's he calls the whole Palestine thing a genocide.
Yeah,
That's what he calls it. So, but it's fascinating to me because Dan Bilzerian used to be the biggest guy on Instagram, bro.
Yeah.
Like, when it came to actual and when it came to views and likes per follower count, he had a huge percentage engagement. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like let's say he would get as much engagement as like a Kylie Jenner, even though she had like 4 times the follower count, because his people were invested in him. So he made a Ignite, a vape company, which became a liquor company, and it makes it like $100 million in sales yearly. Like he's killing it. So when he started speaking his mind, he got kicked off the board of his own company.
Damn, some Steve Jobs.
And his dad was help part of it.
Yeah.
But it sounds like they're just being like politically correct. Like, bro, come on, you're fucking up the sales. But his whole point, his whole point, dude, sales went up.
Business to business.
So he's always in the news now because he's always been anti-Semitic supposedly.
Yeah.
So you're gonna see him all 2025.
It's just so interesting how a lot of great men that are trying to fight for something bigger than themselves are always met with backlash, and there's always a bunch of propaganda and fake stuff that gets thrown on their name. Got Kanye, Tate, fucking Trump too. They try to throw him in jail so many times because he's like the outspoken one. Like, yo, you guys are all doing corrupt shit. You're all taking advantage of taxes. They're like, man, somebody shut this guy up. You know what I mean? Like,
so how long you think this political tactic where you make the masses obsess on how people say stuff? How long you think that game's been around? Because all those guys, they've all been called out on how they say stuff.
Yeah.
That's inappropriate. That's insensitive. But if we really break down what they're saying some real that shit.
Yeah.
So how long you think that propaganda trick has been around? To me, it could easily be for the Roman days.
I think you're tapping into just basic human emotion, though. It's like you can tell a kid or a person the same thing, one in an angry tone, one in a nice tone. So even in music, the delivery is the most important part of making music, because you can say stuff with no emotion, or you can say it with your fucking chest or with your soul and with your every being. And some people just don't reciprocate well to being told flat out at 100%, like, yo, this is what's going on. It's like, yo, why you say it like that, though? It could be true, but, it's just basic human emotions, I feel like, bro. So it's not something that will go away. People get triggered. And right now in this internet age where people want to sit at home and just fucking type shit because they don't got nothing else to do, it's like they just look for shit to be mad at.
And then what they're good at doing as well, they'll bot it out and make you think like this is what everybody's doing. So you just jump on the wave, you follow the trend.
See, now you're diving into propaganda and like fucking bots that'll go and leave comments, and now they're starting to sway the opinions of people. Again, programming, bro. A lot of controlling.
Like a great programming scheme they did was early 1930s when basically the guy that owned the paper mill, he realized how big hemp was gonna be. And it was gonna. And,
I remember the story. Yeah.
And he basically ran the whole industry where he cut down the logs himself, sold it to himself, sold the newspapers, so he controlled the news and everything. So he had a huge
whole machine.
Yes. And then he saw hemp was on the way, like how great of a quality it is. So he knew marijuana is the brother of it. He made it seem like people that smoke weed were terrible people and they were raping white women. and it was Mexicans coming to the country getting high and doing malicious shit. So that's where the marijuana came from. Like they made it sound more scarier because it used to be referred to as cannabis. And then from there he got weed federally banned. Ever since then it's been federally banned.
It's wild how rape is always thrown in there to what is it called, defamation, to try and ruin someone's reputation.
Oh, it's a great way to genetically trigger someone with programming.
Absolutely.
Because like think about it.
That's like a boundary you don't cross. It's kids and then that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So that's like the perfect low blow.
Straight to it.
It makes you want to protect your tribe.
Yeah. It's gonna make you look at.
And then your tribe usually looks like you. So that's where people get very weird.
You know what I thought about when you were telling that story about the guy controlling the news and getting hemp out the picture is with DC and AC energy with Nikola Tesla and what was the other guy?
Thomas Edison.
And Thomas Edison. Was it Thomas Edison?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me.
He's the one that stole all his ideas and shit?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But basically, he was trying to be like, yo, Tesla's idea of electricity is retarded. Like, you know, we're going to go with my way.
Thomas Edison gives me a lot of Bill Gates vibes. Like, he's a businessman. He's just...
Damn.
He was the most powerful man, richest man around that time. He started getting ghost writers when it comes to like patents and like experience. He look, he had like a trump in him too. He just threw Edison on everything.
I wish I knew more about it. I'm gonna research it. I should know more.
He was more of a businessman.
Yeah,
that's why he went DC, because he already had the patent on it.
It's direct current, alternating current.
Yeah.
So it's for
whatever which one it was, he went with his way, even though he knew the other way was better, because he had the patent on his way.
Yeah.
So he was a businessman.
Money at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I monopolize on it.
And he definitely took advantage of Tesla. He knew he was like, this guy was an artist when it came to his work. Like, it was his work over everything. Tesla was really tripping about money. He was thinking more big picture. But
shout out Tesla.
That's crazy.
Nikola Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
But obviously he was like, something like, there's rumors that he would want to cut off his penis so he could concentrate more on his work.
Damn. Damn.
Like there's rumors of him
That's
like,
what a G.
like he wanted to castrate himself.
Yeah.
So he could focus more on his work.
That's crazy.
But who knows if any of that's true? But just kind of goes with the legend of himself.
It's just the levels of extremity you have to go through to be that great.
Like Isaac Newton. You know how he made those 3 Newton laws.
Yeah.
And then he also helped with thermodynamics, which is how we make rockets and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He has like triple the philosophy work than his science work. He talked a lot about philosophy, about religion, but he was kind of loopy. He was kind of all over the place. So he was a little weird himself too. I think he died a virgin.
Oh shit!
But he changed the world. But Tesla probably was greater than him, but he just was in the Edison era.
I think a lot of that stuff from like philosophers or people of that nature, it's like it all comes from like just asking questions. They probably just sit in a room all day and just like ask questions and like.
But there's obviously a balance about you still have to experience.
Agreed.
Huh.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe because a lot of their lives or like their work is kind of like all over the place, right? You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of like a madman type trait, like
mad scientist.
It has to be a very interesting balance where you're a scientist, but also a philosopher, or maybe a psychologist.
Or it kind of comes all together because
like
you're asking
Leonardo
those.
da Vinci.
Yeah, you're asking all those type of questions, and it's kind of like leading you, like, okay, X, Y, Z here, then this must be this, and
holy smokes! Hold down for me. This water just hit me like a ton of bricks.
Oh, he's going to the restroom. That hydrogen water. Boom.
Hydro.
Have you piss and myth podcast.
Oh.
All right, who are some of your favorite philosophers, bro? We'll just take this quick little break, let him do his thing. Because I was telling you, I was watching this video on Leonardo da Vinci, and to me,
tight, bro.
It was fascinating because, my whole search of looking at the history of philosophers, artists, anybody like that from back in the day, anybody that left a historic mark is like, at what point in their life did they achieve these things, or what did they go through during their journey that kind of led them to achieve these things? And that's always like a constant search for me because, it's like in this internet age that we live in, we always expect everything instantaneously.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of mankind's greatest feats haven't been instantaneously. They've been
Not
over
at all.
time. Back in the day, like, you didn't have everything at your disposal right away.
Nope.
You know, so I'm always on that constant search of like, okay, cool, like, what did this person do? How did they think? And just kind of reverse engineer the greatest minds of our, human existence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so who are some philosophers that you fuck with?
I mean, I've read it a lot into like Friedrich Nietzsche.
Yeah.
I like him. I like Plato's works. I read
I
a
still
lot
need
of
to look
his
him up
work.
more. I wanna look him up more.
Plato's type, man.
Yeah.
The whole Platonic solace, that's him.
Yeah.
The term Platonic came from him also.
No way. That makes sense because his name's Plato. That's crazy.
And so what's Plato's story that he just writes? He's like Socrates' student. And Socrates was the more or less the figure or the
There was another
wise
philosopher that was with Plato during that time. What was his
Aristotle.
name? Aristotle. That guy.
That
guy.
was one of his.
Oh, there's just
was
a
that
bunch
his
of
student?
bunch of goats just hanging around.
There was a
and
bunch
shit.
of philosophers around the time, but only Plato consciously wrote about Socrates.
Yeah, Aristotle came up with his own little concepts of hella shit that I can't recall off the top of my head, like
Yeah.
what we're talking about. But he has a lot of stuff
Yeah.
like that. Who else is Carl Jung? He's
I've been hearing his name a lot.
He's
bro.
pretty dope.
A lot.
I want to make him a theme of the podcast a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he gets very he dives into like the subconscious stuff and like the dreams and like what that means and seeing all your demons and shit. It's pretty fucking crazy.
I've been doing some pretty deep research on the universal laws again, and his name keeps getting brought up because he's like tied a bunch of it into, I guess, modern findings, and it's pretty cool that his name keeps getting brought up because just last week, 2 weeks ago, you brought him up, and then you brought him up, and then now that I'm getting back into this realm, his name keeps getting popped up. So I think they're gonna hear a lot about Carl Jung.
Yeah.
With a J. Jung.
Yep, he's into synchronicity.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He believes like your spirituality and your psychology is connected to each other.
Go.
He thinks your dreams are symbolisms. Is your mind speaking to you?
Yeah.
Or maybe your wants, needs, worries, so on. So and then
That's so cool.
and then he talks about the darkness in you, the shadow in you, and then he has a whole thing of how you bring it all together. So he gives you an explanation how he thinks the brain works for spirituality and stuff.
Yeah.
But the cool part is he also tells you how to make it all work.
It gives you a blueprint.
That's who you are. That's what he says. That's who you are.
Nice.
So he's big. It's called psychoanalyst. Analyst. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Freud. He came up under Freud. Well, under the same era, but he realized Freud was too obsessed with sex. There's more. He's like what Freud misses out on is the spirituality of this. And then he also came under Friedrich Nietzsche, which that guy was way more nihilistic.
And
he
hated the world.
Yeah, but he makes some really good points. He's the one that started the whole like Superman ego thing. Oh no, that was homeboy Freud, the ego. But Nietzsche got more into it and how every man wants to kind of be like the Superman, and that was the archetype. But then Carl Jung learned from his mistakes, saying like the problem with Nietzsche, he was too dark. And
he used like depressed dark, like I said, mad at the world dark.
And he ended up losing his mind. He ended up losing his mind like the last 10 years. So people theorize if it was like dementia or stuff. So Carl Jung learned from all those people, and he's one of the all-time greats now when it comes to in the psychology world.
And I think that's how a lot of it transpires with these philosophers or people of that nature, right? It's like, okay, these guys are from the 1700s. What the fuck did they know, right?
Yeah.
And then they go pretty much what we're doing now. We'll go through it, kind of read through it, like, oh, okay, you made some interesting points. This one I don't really agree with, but I could see what he's going. And then let me tweak it into my philosophy or like how I can, tweak the concept or make it work in modern day times.
My favorite part about where we're at in the timeline is now we have the technology and the science to prove a lot of these guys, beliefs on the law of vibration and, all these frequency things. And it's like, yo, these guys knew this stuff way before, all this technology was invented. And that's the interesting part is, a lot of great men and philosophers all kind of fall under the same type of beliefs or like outlooks on life, to where you could tell everything is being governed by a certain set of rules. You know what I mean? And that's the coolest part to me. If somebody from 1700s will say something from the 1800s, and it's like, so then what raises the question is, did they all figure it out on their own individually, or did they hear about it passed down over time? So
Like,
that's kind of like where I'm just trying to piece it together. Like, did every person kind of learn it because the person before them did?
Yeah.
Or did they reach a certain level of consciousness to where they tapped into like the truth of
The
the
universal
truth?
constant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to
It's like,
figure
you're
out
not-
still.
you're not
So
taking
I'm still
it.
researching.
Like
That's tight, that's
you're
tight.
gonna see which way Carl Jung falls. He believes we're all part of a collective unconscious. So I think that would go more on the side of
That's kind of side I'm on too, bro.
there's a universal laws out there, and if you could
For
know how
sure.
to work them,
Yeah,
it always leads a certain way.
I like this guy.
That makes sense, yeah.
Carl
Yeah.
Jung. We gonna look him up, man.
Yeah, you should see his drawings, bro. His drawings are fucking wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fire.
Because he, like, draws what he sees in his dreams. And, like, he
Oh, that's
goes there
cool.
to actually, like... Does he have conversations with him? Does he say about anything like that? Like, as far as him communicating with what the fuck he was... His dreams or...
All I know is all that leads them to synchronicity. So he takes all the symbolism as signs for a reason. Like if you connect with God or
Yeah.
the universe or the collective unconscious,
Mm-hmm.
you're able to access more and know more because you're connected.
Of course. So you guys think Joe Budden draws his pictures when he's sleepwalking? You think he's sitting there just drawing and shit, and then he wakes up and he's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Chef, anytime he gets able to take a shot at Bud, and he will.
Hey, man. I haven't seen him in a while.
So
but-
long story short, came out that he got caught sleepwalking outside naked, and he ended up at his neighbor's door, and he was trying to put in the code. It sounds like he thought he was at his place, and then the cops were called,
Crazy.
and the cops realized he was sleepwalking, and they were able to assist him get him back inside his own house. So
Wait, how can they tell that he's sleepwalking though?
there's a way to tell with the eyes.
For real?
Yeah.
You can't fake it?
If you know how to make your eyes look like REM sleep.
Oh, so there's a certain dilation or something that your
Yeah.
eyes do?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm referencing off of a House episode I seen, but they're pretty good when it comes to the actual medical stuff.
No, for sure.
Like I know now when people's eyes are yellow, that means their liver could be shot.
That makes sense,
That
though.
does make sense.
So I learned that on House.
Full of piss and no water. That's why they're fucking yellow.
Some pro science shit.
Is it for real? You
Okay.
fucking pee yellow with
But back to Budden. So I'm an avid Budden listener. Like I subscribe to the Patreon too. I think it's good
He's a
content.
pro Joe Budden glazer.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He's one of the best podcasters in the world, bro.
I'll watch him.
But all right, but he basically went on hiatus for like 2-3 episodes, and then there's a huge sub like Reddit community and Twitter community where they love Joe Budden. They love just talking about him.
Yeah.
So they're always theorizing whatever out there, the whole Rory Mount thing. They love to think he's like a sneaky bastard. He's always up to something.
Yeah.
So they start saying, why is he gone? Why is he gone? And then he talks about the reason I was gone because I ended up sleepwalking, and I went to go see a neurologist. I'm trying to figure this all out. And then he's like, it's kind of embarrassing, blah blah. So I knew about this like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But no one else really knew about it if you're not really paying attention to the like 3 hours into the fucking podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
So it comes out and it doesn't help the Budden narrative. Like some people think he's weird, he's creepy. It's fun to
I knew it.
it's fun to shit out of him. And then he talks a lot of shit too. So it's always fun to talk shit back to the guy.
Oh, man.
So it's gonna be funny how it plays out because all this leaked today.
Fuck.
Yeah. So do you think it's karma though? You think it's karma?
Like why would it be karma?
He's sleepwalking.
Because he naturally will be the first. I haven't seen him in years, but I feel like when I did see him, he was always the first person to point at somebody and start laughing. You know, so now he's like on the other end of it to where he has no control over his sleepwalking, bro. Whatever happens. So he's kind of getting thrown into positions where like now he's receiving his karmic energy for always like, you know.
I think you're right, and I think that's why he's gonna blow over because he can laugh at himself now.
Yeah.
So it would go worse for him if he was like if he was a shit talker and he couldn't take a joke.
Mm.
So it is kind of karma.
You gotta be able to take it if you can dish it out.
Yeah. So this is gonna blow over a few days, and he's gonna laugh at himself.
Yeah. I mean, he can only laugh at himself. It's out of his control, bro. It's, you're
Yeah, at
literally
that
sleepwalking,
point.
bro. You waking up doing shit. Like, oh damn, I did this. Oh, just that's how I feel like when I drink sometimes, bro. It's like I just gotta laugh at yourself. Like, I wish I was sleepwalking. What you want me to do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things.
And then Butter ain't scared to be embarrassed. Like that famous meme of him chasing those teenage kids because
I have not.
he's in a tank top.
Yeah,
So-
he'd be like the grumpy old man, bro.
That's
The
what I
grumpy
always
old
told. He's the
uncle.
old head hater, bro.
Yeah,
He's just a hater.
The old videos.
That's funny.
But he's the best in the world, bro.
So when it comes to that sleepwalking shit, is there like, can he fix it, or why is
Yeah,
there?
like, what can you do?
Why is he allowed his group or team still put him in a position to where he can't just walk out of the house? He can't just go like that and not be monitored, or like
Yeah.
when you're sleeping, your door should be locked, like super locked or something. Like,
Yeah,
how are you
yeah.
at a neighbor's house butt ass naked, bro? Like that to me is kind of fishy. You have all this money, resources, a good team around you. You're not just a regular fucking guy, so there should be, I guess, not precautions, but precautions set up to where if you are gonna sleepwalk, at least you're in a safe environment. Like when you have a baby, you got the outlet plug thing so they can't stick their fingers in there. You got the corner thing so they can't hit their fucking head. You know, so why is he butt ass naked at the neighbor's house, bro? What?
Sometimes the baby has to hit his head on the countertop first.
But
Yeah,
this isn't the
in
first
order.
time he sleptwalked and ended up somewhere, right?
Yeah, but this is the first time is
That serious?
he's ended up outside the house, I guess. Because he has told stories about sleepwalking in like condos and like hotel rooms, and then someone's seen it. So, but I think you're right. Now they're gonna set up the precautions, and
You have to at
this
this
is not gonna
point.
happen again.
Yeah.
But yes,
What do you do?
Huh?
How do you stop that?
It's something neurological.
No, I'm saying like, all right, what do you do to stop yourself like leaving the house from sleep? Just like completely chain the door? You gonna chain yourself to your bed? You gonna put a gate up? Like
That's not a bad idea. If you're conscious before, I mean, you obviously are conscious before you go to sleep. It might sound like some kinky shit, but just tie yourself up, whoopty whoop. But I don't know. You think he just wakes up like Undertaker, dumb?
that's what I know,
unlocks
baby,
it and then
bro.
just goes out.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't-
Maybe
don't-
nothing works then because he's the one that set it up.
That's what's
yeah.
crazy.
You know what I mean?
And someone else would have to have a
Damn.
lock on that they only know the code.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
bro. You got a team.
Because like you're still doing
No,
stuff.
no. You're better off fixing why you sleepwalk instead. It's more reasonable.
But you're still doing stuff, so you still have. It's not like you're completely just a zombie, right? You're still kind of doing shit.
Damn.
No,
Because like there's people who still open
Yeah.
the fridge.
Yeah.
And like, are they eating?
Yeah.
Right.
You could do
You
stuff
know?
like your body goes into like automatic mode.
What if he's just like lucid dreaming, and his
You could
body
be.
just decides to do
That's
something
so
else?
Interesting. Sleepwalking is so interesting. How come it's not like? Is it rare or what?
Yeah, it's
Like,
not.
how the
It's,
fuck do
They're
you get
just
that?
they,
I've
they
never
just never talk about it because they're sleeping.
or they don't know.
dude, hop on ChatGPT, get some stats. Look up.
How many people are diagnosed with sleepwalking?
Yeah, what's the percentage of sleepwalkers? Of serious sleepwalkers. Probably word is chronic.
ChatGPT will pick it up. Oh, there's a name for it. Sleepwalking or somnambulism is a sleep disorder characterized by walking or performing other complex behaviors while in a state of partial arousal from non-REM sleep. It's more common in children, with an estimated 5% experiencing episodes within a given year, compared to about 1.5% of adults. Pretty crazy. In the United States, approximately 3.6% of adults, equating to about 8.4 million people, report sleepwalking incidents each year.
Yeah, see?
8 million people is a lot, bro.
Thriller,
What
bro.
the fuck?
All you can think is zombies.
The
huh?
thriller, yeah.
No, when you guys were talking about sleepwalking, and like, I was just thinking about people who are awake and are sleepwalking.
Deep.
You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
huh?
yeah.
There's a lot of sleepwalkers out there. This stat is wrong. There's 90% of the people sleepwalking, man. Wake the fuck up, man.
It's about that time.
Get out the
Yeah.
matrix, bro.
That's good. That's good.
It's good, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. People start, that there's the opposite people, narcolepsy, people that can have a hard time staying
Narcolepsy,
awake.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's crazy to just be sleeping and be doing stuff. And kind of
Yeah,
just wake
that's
up.
You
why-
like literally black out and you're not
That's
drunk.
wild.
I was gonna say, what's the? I'm sorry.
Mm,
I was gonna say, what's the future? But it's technically now biohacking.
Yeah.
Like putting your body in the best position to always operate properly or shit optimally.
Like cyborg?
No, more like just peptides, nutrition, IV, like the whole Joe Rogan. Like Joe Rogan started his whole new movement.
Do you know that guy's name?
Huberman?
Where he's obsessed with reverse aging.
Yeah.
You seen him?
Yeah, but
is that considered biohacking? That's biohacking.
Yeah.
Right?
But ultimate level. But I kind of disagree with philosophy. He should be lifting heavy more. He's under the pressure not to lift as heavy. But
Is that Benjamin Button?
no, he's obsessed. He wants to live as long as possible.
He's like, my heart is like 20 years old. My brain is this. Everything has like its own age or whatever. I don't know too much to be talking about it.
He does blood transfusions with his 18-year-old son. So like, this is where like.
Oh.
People get obsessed with the blood stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's benefits.
Endochromes.
There's benefit to young, healthy blood.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think that's where like these whole vampire stories start. Like I think they're just queens that were
Is that why they can live forever? Because they're always drinking blood?
Drinking youth blood.
Think about the myth, bro.
Right?
The myth comes from somewhere, bro.
Yo.
Oh, there's this scary ass clip of so there's this the guy in Mexico where they call it the Devil's Cave, and he does tours where like basically there's whole there's black magic in that cave. Go to that cave, you can ask the devil for a favor, but you're basically selling your soul to him. And he said he started doing the tours because the last guy he took his son with him, and he was gonna sacrifice his son.
Oh,
she got weird real quick.
Crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Can you imagine being the tour guide, bro? And you're just like, oh my shit, like what the fuck?
like in the Bible, in Genesis, Abraham at one point was tested to sacrifice his son, and he was going to do it, but then like no, it's fine. I just wanted to make sure you could do it, and then he had him sacrifice the lamb.
I don't know how true this is. I be scrolling on YouTube Shorts or whatever, and since I've been diving into this ancient Egypt shit, I saw something about how Abraham went to Egypt or something, and that's where he started learning all his teachings or something. Is that true? Is that in the Bible?
I barely started Genesis. I just got to Noah.
You gotta read everybody's little chapter books.
But no, I think you're right. Yeah. Egypt plays a big part because an Exodus is when the
Hold up, is Genesis a person?
No, Genesis is the first part of the Bible.
I know, but where do the names come from?
Genesis just means origin.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about that.
Yeah, but you like eventually Luke and those names, those are actually people from their point of view.
Yeah,
so when they say the book of, that's their book.
He's one of the disciples, so they're supposedly written from their point of view.
Yeah.
When they were chilling with Jesus.
So that's like,
pretty cool.
Yeah, we wrote a book about Berto.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, all right, like we all have our stories about him within our book, so that's what they reference in the book of John. Blah 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 blah.
But but the Old Testament came first, which was Genesis, where they talk about how humankind started and how God made the world, and then He made the flood because He was tired of how the world turned out, how the people turned out, and then after He flooded everybody, He told Noah, all right, I won't do this ever again. I'm happy where you guys are at. I will never destroy the world
This
again.
how the Bible starts?
Yeah.
It just kicks off like that?
Yeah.
This is like a good action movie, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That sounds crazy.
And he even tells Noah about sacrificing an animal. Like, there's a lot about sacrificing. It's weird. And then there's a good joke about the Aztec Empire. You know how they would always sacrifice people on the top of the pyramid for the sun god?
Yeah.
The whole joke is like, dude, one time, all they learned is if you cut the guy's head off, the sun comes back up the next day. So they never stopped cutting the head off because it worked every time.
That's funny.
Wow.
But they were obviously deep into sacrifices. Like,
Yeah.
this whole sacrifice thing's been around for a very, very long time. So there's something to this whole like black magic, ritual magic.
All right, I'm gonna go on a whim here, and I know absolutely nothing about this stuff, but you think when they were sacrificing people, the whole intention was a transference of energy to where, we're all vibrating beings and energy can be created or destroyed. Wait, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can only be transferred.
Yeah.
So by sacrificing, you're transferring that energy of that being to whatever result or whatever. Just like going to the gym, you're doing the muscle. So maybe they thought life force energy can be sacrificed and transferred to another entity or being, and maybe that's why maybe it could be true. I don't know, but
Yeah.
that's just what I'm trying to piece together in my
Yeah.
mind. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're speaking from an energy standpoint, then
Yeah.
that's
Dude,
exactly what it is.
my favorite sci-fi show of all time. I think one of my favorite shows of all time. Supernatural. Basically, souls in the show are the ultimate energy. Like, because this whole show's about like vampires and eventually leads to devil, God, like
Yeah.
the whole universe. And souls are the strongest source of power. So like, so they play off that. So I think there's something to it. Remember the other day when we were talking about would you upload your conscious to AI or to like live forever, and you're like no, because that's not you no more.
Yeah. You're missing that soul.
Yeah. Just
That's deep.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's like, we're into this is weird
He needed a
territory.
breath for that one. He's like, fuck, that's.
Yeah, it's a fight between good and evil, man. You know. Yeah.
Since the beginning of time.
Yeah. Sacrificing is weird shit though. See, nah, man, but sacrificing is good though because you got to make sacrifices for your goals.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like there's like
We need crops.
So I think that was the
Yeah,
whole
bro.
Abraham thing when he wanted God wanted.
sacrifice is essential, bro.
Yeah,
You
but
need it.
yeah, God wanted to see if he was willing to do the ultimate sacrifice, and when he knew he would, like, all right, good. That's all I need to know. So I think that's the most important thing. Shoot, the whole New Testament is about how God Himself showed that He could make the ultimate sacrifice as well.
Yeah.
He technically sacrificed His Son. Like, what's the ultimate sacrifice a father could do
Yeah.
for to save the world? And you have to give up your kid. That would be the ultimate sacrifice. So the whole New Testament kind of idea is like even God is willing to sacrifice. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sacrificed his son for you.
The whole idea sounds cool to me. Like it don't matter if it was real or not. We don't have to,
No, for sure.
But like there is good to sacrificing as well.
All right, so my head right now is going towards. We were talking about memories earlier. How we all have a certain amount of space in our brain to where you start to dump or get rid of any like unnecessary information, right? Our life and being is the same way, and that's why that term or whatever it is, analogy, that when one door closes, another one opens. And I feel like that's kind of the same thing, is when you're sacrificing something, or it could be pleasure or anything in your life, it opens up a door of new opportunity or something else. So there's a reoccurring theme here of everything has a capacity. So for you to be able to invite change or anything different, you have to get rid of something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So it kind of like, you know why the whole idea of energy. I'm at the bro sciences, but I think I can stand by this. The whole like why energy can be created or destroyed, because the whole idea is the universe. We live in this universe, right? And it's all one energy.
Yeah.
So it always has to equal zero.
Yeah.
So
yeah. See?
So we're always at the equal zero. So there has to always be a constant balance.
Yeah.
So that's why it can't be created or destroyed, because the energy already exists. So it kind of makes sense with you. Like you're always gonna be you. What are you gonna allow in to be you? Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's that law of polarity, bro.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And that's where like it kind of gets like pseudoscience, metaphysical, but it works. There's a lot to it. It's kind of
it's just more than the physical, bro.
You think there's a podcast called Bro Science?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
Mansplaining. That'd be funny.
Bro science is better. We could definitely have some bro science segments.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're right though. It definitely is more than the physical, bro. It's way more than the physical.
It's metaphysical.
It's the law of mentalism. All right, there's a potential big fight coming. McGregor, Logan Paul. You think it'll happen, bro?
It's looking like, dude, I would give it a 70% chance. I only say this because TKO owns the parent company of WWE and the parent company of UFC, so they technically own the fighting rights to McGregor. So they get the final call. They can say if we want McGregor to fight here, they know why he's gonna play ball, because they know why he's gonna get UFC will get their cut.
Yeah.
And then Logan Paul is a free agent. He can do whatever the hell he wants. So the whole idea is this huge billionaire family in India they're in charge of the tourism in India. So the whole idea is to do like a whole tourism season there, just how like Saudi Arabia does it, Riyadh season. India's trying to get into that. They want to increase the tourism. So they're willing to drop $500 million to get a McGregor versus Logan Paul boxing.
Just gonna turn into like Street Fighter.
But it sounds like another glorified exhibition.
Yeah, the amazing thing to me is that Logan Paul potentially might be able to fight Floyd Mayweather, the best boxer of all time, and McGregor, one of the best UFC fighters of all time, having no fight experience or any background in the fighting world, just from being a personal brand, from being a big star on the internet.
That's pretty crazy.
It's mind-blowing, man.
And you know what the Paul brothers got going for them? A lot of people always think it's the same person, or they think it's like
One or the other.
Someone's like, "Oh, dude, didn't he just fight Tyson?" Like,
It doesn't happen anymore, bro.
no,
Does it?
Yes, bro.
Oh,
yeah, especially
man.
people that are not fully, that don't really care for them that much. So they kind of have that going for them. They're like one entity. It's like, oh, like a Paul brothers
A
fighting again.
super entity. This guy's fighting everybody.
It's the same person.
It's a bunch of clones.
And then McGregor's just he's just money just gravitates towards him, bro.
Is he? You think he's finished?
It makes sense why he would go if he would do this, even though he knows it's gonna be people are not gonna take it serious, because he just went through a serious court case, and I guarantee he spent some money there, and then he lost he lost some business dealings because
of that.
yeah.
Sheesh.
So this is a great way to re-up,
Yeah.
refill the war chest.
Do you know McGregor still has the Irish whiskey, or he sold it?
No, he had to yeah, he sold a lot of it to make money, but then he had to, I think, disassociate himself from the rest of it because of his whole court case.
Ah, the name slipped my mind. What was it called?
Proper 12.
Proper 12. Yeah.
It's basically they try to just basically run on. They try to get in the Jameson market. The Jameson type of liquor, cheap,
Whiskey.
affordable.
Shout out Terramana, the affordable tequila.
Sponsor. Okay.
So we'll see if it happens. That's a lot of money though. But that India that same family just had a big ass wedding, like the wedding of the century in India.
Yeah.
They had Rihanna perform there for like $7 million. They had Bieber perform. And then how India does weddings, they're like 3-day events.
This is like a Bollywood film, bro.
Yeah.
That shit.
I might have seen
really be cracking, man.
footage. Yeah, I
That's
think I seen
interesting.
footage.
Yeah, it's all these other outside markets trying to get that American attention.
Yeah.
What do you think would be the next place? So they already got Saudi, India. Where else? What other markets what other locations can you see a market?
Like I can see Turkey getting bigger and bigger.
Turkey.
Their whole medical side is getting bigger and bigger. Have you seen those TikToks that go viral where like people there's a whole day of getting like your medical checkup, but they do everything. Your dental, your blood tests, your cancer, everything, like, and it's a whole checkup, but intensive checkup in Turkey. But it's like,
But for what though? For just regular people?
yeah, you can go pay for
Really?
it, but I guess it's super inexpensive.
Oh, that's so
inexpensive,
cool.
yeah. And then obviously Turkey's huge for the hair implants. Men go there all the time. But but these hair implant places will also sponsor influencers to come. Like Mike
Milak.
he got sponsored for the whole thing. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, come through.
So Turkey's gonna be a bigger destination point.
Hmm.
Like, you know how a lot of people go to Tijuana for like medical stuff?
Yeah.
Medical stuff, huh?
Yeah.
That's funny. Cool. All right. Any last calls, man? I think we're running up on the minute 30.
Just happy New Year's, and I'm
Oh yeah, Happy New Year's.
I'm glad we're starting to hear strong. Like now, just consistent work.
Literally first day of the year.
Yeah,
So
no,
straight to the
it's-
pod.
I like
Let's
it.
get it done. Let's get it done. Yeah, anything you can tell anybody that has new goals or is trying to achieve more than what they have right now? Because we touched on our resolutions, but you know that's just what we're aiming towards. There's a lot of bumps in the road, man. There's a lot of obstacles that you have to overcome. So just quick little few sentences, you know, anything that would, and it's kind of like we're just all speaking to ourselves at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
What I'll tell my younger self, like, put in those 50-hour weeks, bro. Overtime. Any overtime you can do, if it's in your art, in your actual work, do it. Because the slow weeks are always in the future. Slow weeks come.
Mm-hmm.
So when you can work 50 hours, don't take it for granted. It's a
Damn,
privilege
that's
to
a
work.
bar.
It's a privilege to work 50 hours.
Yeah. No, you have to have that time
Yeah.
to work towards your goals and actually put them into use.
Yep. So
Yeah.
that's what I tell my younger self. Put in those 50-hour weeks, bro. Those 60-hour weeks, 70-hour weeks. Cause so that's what I told. That's what anytime I talk to like you say we got a bunch of friends with younger brothers in their mid-20s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell them, dude.
You tell them stop watching sports and work. Is that what you tell them?
I just tell them don't skip out on those long weeks. Like take all the extra hours you can.
Yeah.
But that's also in your art, in your passion, whatever it is.
Yeah. Following your calling.
Yep. What about you, Della?
Following your calling. Yeah.
Calling.
I think more or less. I think everybody has their hobby. I say think back to what you were doing as a kid for fun that you enjoyed and go and do that again. I think to keep it as simple as possible, that's the stuff that you were doing when you had time to do stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff you chose to do.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of times people lose their hobbies or lose like track or focus of that, and that might actually be your way out in
100%.
one way, shape, or form.
100%.
You know, it might be tied to that, whether it's the same thing or something along those lines. So, yeah.
Yeah, mine's very similar, and I got it from Gary Vee. He's the one that got me to dig and try to find purpose and try to figure out like, yo, what should I be doing with my life? I don't want to keep working a 9 to 5. And just how you were saying, like, what's that one thing you always stuck to? For me, I was always making music, whether I was knocked out from doing stuff, extracurricular activities or whatever, I was still always making music. So for the people that don't know what their purpose is or don't know what to do with their lives, the way that you find out is just go out and try a bunch of shit, man. Just go try stuff, try painting, try doing this, try doing that, because you never know what's going to spark that inner flame inside of you where like, I didn't even know I was this good at this shit. And then you start becoming obsessed. And then all of a sudden now it's all you can fucking think about. And then that just becomes your life. And you put in those 10,000 hours and then now you're just great at it. So that'd be my thing for the year. If you don't have a New Year's resolution or you don't know what your purpose is, your why, just go try stuff. Your New Year's resolution should be to just go try a bunch of new stuff you never tried before. Because obviously if you're stuck in this rut or this certain rhythm of life, that means you haven't yet found it. So go out there and try a bunch of shit.
Sweet. I like it.
Yeah. All right.
That's a solution.
You intro to us. You want to outro us?
Yeah. This is the Hangover Podcast. We're excited to talk to you guys all year long. We out.
Peace.